Welcome back to Carve Out 5, the show where you carve out 5 minutes of your day and I try to make you forget about the fact that the planet is on fire. Speaking of the world burning, our guest today is an environmental activist who will remind us how little choices can make a big impact. But before I bring her out, let's roll today's moment of joy.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
I'm married.
I met today's guest at NYU, and she very quickly became one of my best friends for life. She worked as a professional actor for years, and then went back to school to Columbia University and got her master's in journalism, while simultaneously developing and co-hosting her podcast, How to Save the World, focused on accessible climate change solutions. She's an award-winning journalist, having won the Gracie Award in 2023 and the PMGA Award in 2024, and she's now the production director at WFUV and NPR affiliates in the Bronx. Please welcome Meghan Suma! Get in here. Hug me. Sit down. While we were going to acting school together, you were also minoring in environmental studies.
Correct.
And then, as you were working full-time in hospitality, you were also getting your master's degree full-time at the same time.
Correct.
So my question is, were you born with a desire to be the busiest woman in America, or did it just happen organically?
That's a great question that me and my therapist have been trying to work out for many years as well. I'm just a really naturally curious person. We live in a day and age where we have access to so much information, and we owe it to ourselves to learn as much as we possibly can.
So, Ms. Suma, can I call you Ms. Suma?
Yes.
You have a container of worms that live in your living room. Can you tell me about that?
I sure can. I have worms in my apartment because they compost my food scraps. Food waste is actually the third highest contributor of human impacted climate change. We waste like 30 to 40% of our human produced food. Food, when it breaks down, it needs oxygen to break down.
Right.
When it goes into landfills, there's no oxygen. Oxygen can't get in there to break these food scraps down. When food scraps start to rot, they emit methane, and methane is a huge greenhouse gas contributor to climate change. So it's really important that we don't put food scraps into the trash. Vermicomposting, which is composting with worms, is what I choose to do in my apartment. And I have a little like vessel that kind of looks, it's like almost like this. It looks like a little side table. And they live inside there with like, you know, cardboard scraps and natural organic scraps. And then I feed them my food scraps and then they digest it. And then they basically turn it into something that's called a soil amendment. It's like a really nutrient rich soil product that you can then use to like take care of houseplants, for example. Not all worms can compost food scraps. Also, just a side note, like your regular earthworm that you see like fighting for its life on the sidewalk, like that's probably not a composting worm. Usually they're red wigglers. That's just the specific, like, species of worm. I know way too much about this.
Red wigglers?
Yes, they're called red wigglers.
And that's our show.
So red wigglers, I bought like 100 of them online.
Can you say it one more time?
Red wigglers.
Thank you.
We have the opportunity to do good things with the knowledge that we have, and I think, unfortunately, a lot of the time people are a little too lazy to do that. And so when you do have the opportunity to do something good with what you know, you should take it. I actually brought you a little surprise.
The first surprise on Carve Out 5.
The first surprise on Carve Out 5. It's actually a small Tupperware container of my worms.
Oh my God. Are they in there?
Oh yeah, they're in there. Yeah, I just think it's really important. If you have the knowledge to do something good, you should utilize it and do something with it.
The rules are pretty simple. I'm gonna give you two things and you're gonna pick one.
Great.
This or that.
Sounds great.
Coffee or tea?
I know it should be easy, but I like coffee in the morning and tea at night.
I did not think this would be that hard. That was crazy. Pie or cake?
Cake.
I know, I think me too.
But I mean, Man,
You make such good pies.
that's another really hard question though. Like, what season is it? That's another really important thing about being, you know, a mindful environmentalist is like eating seasonally. So like, is it summertime? Because then I probably want a peach blueberry pie.
You're so
but if it's the
right.
middle of winter, I want a cake.
Oh my god. Both. This and that.
The world is filled with nuance.
Meghan Suma said, your game. Yeah.
Pie and cake.
Sauce on the side or sauce on top?
Both.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Sauce on top and then extra on the side.
You're crazy, girl.
I'm really bad at this or that. Wow.
What are you doing to carve out joy in your life?
I'm really focusing on quality time over being obsessed with accomplishment. I have everything I could like possibly want in my life. I have an amazing partner. I have a beautiful home. I have a job that I feel genuinely passionate about and that's creatively fulfilling. That's a gift. And you have value even if you're not producing something or making something or racking up accolades. That's what I'm focusing on right now to bring me joy.
And that is our show. Thank you so much for watching. Now bring out the dancing banana!